What's up, everybody? Friends, welcome back to A Book High. This is a channel where I'm going to just share highlights and takeaways from books that I've already read, going over the books I already have, and then eventually I will start buying new books or taking books from suggestion and sharing that as well. And the content is me just discussing the highlights and just what the book is doing for me and my takeaways. That's it. It's not an audiobook. It's not a book report. It's not saying what's right or wrong. It's just open discussion for people who like reading books. We started off with Think and Grow Rich. Started off chapter 1. If you missed chapter 1, I'll put a card up there. I think I'm pointing in the right place for chapter 1. It's just an introduction. The main takeaway from chapter 1 was, you guessed it, proper mindset, having the right mindset. Everything was driving home about mindset. You can have all the things you think you need, all the things you think you don't have, but if the mindset is not correct, you're wasting your time. With that definition that it gave, it said a definiteness in purpose and a burning desire, a want. And that is where we are with chapter 2. Before we start, when reading, take what you can use and try to understand the overall message if you don't align with certain parts. There's certain things in this chapter, like overall this book is great, but there are certain things in this chapter where I didn't align with what they were saying, but I still took what I like and applied it as needed. Don't let one sentence or one belief skew you if the overall message is still something you're in search for, right? So for me, the overall message is still about building my mind to achieve great things. Just they went about it one way. I'm gonna go about it another way, and I'll discuss it when I get there. So yeah, I had to remove those shades. So it says the method by which a desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. So this chapter of desire highlights 6 steps that one should do to achieve the amount of money or richness or success that they want, right? So first, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. There's a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in a subsequent chapter. So that's the first step. So this is where I was saying at the beginning, like, I'm going to say this. I'm not really moved by money, which contradicts the book in a sense, right? Like, I understand things cost. I have bills, I have debt, I have dreams and aspirations to try. I know that stuff costs, but I'm not driven on strictly money. These steps are based around money, like a number, right? It says choose an exact amount. So even though I'm not that type of person, because this is part of the plan, I followed the 6 steps and created what was asked to be created. So this is where I was saying, like, it's not me, but like for the sake of, I'll do it. So finding in your mind the exact amount. Don't say I want to be rich. Don't say I want loads and loads of money. Hey, I want 20,000. I want 30,000, 40,000, 100 million, 10 million, billion, whatever the case may be, right? But choose an exact amount. Step 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. So the way I took this was, what are you willing to give up to get to that number? So now that obviously ties into how much you ask for. If you ask for $1,000, then you might not have to give up too much for 1,000, right? But if you ask for, I'm trying to be 20 million, then you have to understand that there's no such reality as something for nothing. So to me, that is giving up, procrastinating, watching television, playing video games. Like, to me, that I'm taking that as, how focused are you really going to become to get this said number? That's how I took it. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. I want $10 million. I'm going to give up procrastinating, and I want it on December 31st, 2026. That's how it's going so far. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action. Now, this is what I mentioned in chapter 1, where I said I started this show and I have what I need to go, but obviously I'm figuring out, like I tried to do some sound effects earlier. I'm still figuring out book placement. I think this works. Kind of get cockeyed, look between the pole, but we'll figure it out. But start even when you're not ready. And that's what I said I was doing. So I'm just going right now and I'm going to fix it as I go. It's not ready, but start anyway. And then creating a definite plan. Now, this is where I became intrigued, right? Because if you start to become honest with yourself, you can like identify your flaws. And I think for me, one of my flaws is it's tough for me to create a definite plan because then I put myself up for potential failure, right? Now, obviously, having a plan clearly works to get where you need to go because there's so much going on. So you need to have a roadmap, right? It's like Google Maps. If you're trying to get to a place, you want to have a plan on how to get there. But being honest with myself, and maybe you're like that too, it's like, okay, if I say December 31st, well, now December 31st come and I said it, now I feel like a failure. Whereas if I'm just like, I'm grinding, it's like, cool, but you kind of give yourself an out not to be disappointed. And I think that's the point. It's like, put the stakes up, right? You know how you perform when the stakes up. You know when something's due last minute, how you can perform versus when something's due 6 months in advance, right? So put a plan into action, whether you're ready or not, start. And that is another important part. You hear it a lot, but I can't tell you. Now with me starting this virtual book club is what we're going to call it. I stopped doing the podcasting back in like 2021, 22. I did stuff in between, but like I can honestly say I was in that loop of it's not ready yet. It's got to be perfect. I need this. I need that. And just me reading this book, which catapulted me to start this back again. I'm laughing because like I remember the mindset I had prior to starting this, and now doing it, I remember like, yeah, that's how it works. You just go. And within 2 episodes of me editing and creating thumbnails and audio and placement, I've already like figured out 50 different things I couldn't have done if I didn't start. So like that is super important. Start even when you're not ready. Get it to the best of your ability and just start. The rest will take care of itself. Promise. 5th, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan which you intend to accumulate it. So basically, you take 1 through 4th and kind of write it out as a sentence. And then 6 says, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. So 5th and 6th basically says, 5th says, take everything 1 through 4th, make it into a statement format. 6 says, read it aloud twice daily before you go to bed when you wake up. Now, I am currently practicing these steps and reading it back. On the 6th step, one thing I have not been doing is seeing and believing it. I remember when I started, I was doing that. So it's kind of like manifestation. Like as you're reading it, see it happening, see it wherever that works for you. So I just reminded myself that I have to do that. Side note, I have the Calm app and I started doing like they have like 5-minute calms or whatever. I started doing that in the morning and then I'll read that statement. So it's like I kind of come out of the manifestation to reading a statement, but I got to stay in it. So that's a side note. So anyway, those are the 6 steps that the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalents. It goes on to say, only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire for money that one can see oneself already in possession of it. This was another thing I was saying at the beginning too, when I said I don't really care for money like that. So that to me is like, this practice is saying not worship money, but like desire money. That like even me saying it, that just, I've never desired money. I wanted money to do things like, oh man, I wish I had enough money for this flight. I wish I had enough money to stay in this nice hotel, this resort. But it was never just, I just want money. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never just sat around talking about I want money. That's just never been my thing. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand that that's not who I am at my core. So for the sake of this exercise, I will try to become money consciousness because I do need it. So it won't hurt, right? You may as well know right here that you can never have riches in great quantities unless you can work yourself into a white heat of desire for money and actually believe you will possess it. So I want to say I highlighted that because it's really driving home possessing it. So I'm pretty sure that's what what I took from that is it's not saying imagine you have money. Like, I'll use myself as an example. Usually, if I imagine myself having money, I imagine myself doing the things I would do if I had money. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I go, imagine if you had $10 million, what would you do? That's the normal question, right? And it goes, oh man, I'll take care of my mom's and pay off debt. And you see yourself, I'll buy my house, buy jewelry, whatever it is, right? But I can say I've never manifested or imagined myself possessing it. Like, imagining myself looking at my bank account and seeing commas, or imagining myself meeting with my accountant once a week, going over a portfolio, or being like, I've never done it that way of possessing it. And this is the second time they said it previously. So I think that stuck out to me. It's like, not only do you need to just imagine how you would spend it, but how would you possess it? What does, if you want $5 million, what does that look like in your account? And like, I'll go like, okay, I got like 1.8 million in the check-in, and then like whatever in the savings. And that's just the liquid, right? Cause then that's where the imagination, that's the liquid. You know, that's just where I got in the checking. I go to my banker and you're looking at this that shows this number. Like, some of the stuff, I don't even know what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? I don't have $1 billion. I never had $1 million. So like, I don't even know what statements look like when you're looking at portfolios, when you're looking at lots of numbers. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what that looked like. So I should probably like Google that just to see, so I can add that to the picture. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was interesting. If you do not, if you do not see great riches in your imagination, like I just said this, if you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. So there you go. That I kind of answered my own question. I highlighted both. Let me get some water right quick. Excuse me. Right. Here we go. Success requires no apologies. Failure permits no alibis. There is no apologies for success. Be successful. Be as great as you can. Failure permits no alibis. So we're not allowing excuses to not succeed. We're just not permitting that. That's not happening. Practical dreamers do not quit. So these are just some one-offs. But these are statements. You know, you can put them on your wall. You can, some people get them tattooed. You can write it down somewhere where you can see it every day. Just things that just sometimes you just it's kind of like a secret word that'll get you started. You see that and your creative juices just go. Like, so that's another tip on reading. Like, not all the highlighted material is going to be quotes and powerful things. Sometimes, like, practical dreamers do not quit. It's like, I can, okay, cool. I got that. Practical dreamers do not quit. Practical, not dreamers. Practical dreamers. If you over here, it has to be practical. It has to make sense. Obviously, right? Like, sure, yeah, I want to be the president of the United States, or go to Jupiter, the first man on Jupiter. It's like, it's not practical, right? So you might quit because it's almost impossible. But if you set some boundaries and some goals that's attainable based on your situation, there's no reason why you should quit. There's no reason why I should quit. If I purchase all this equipment to make YouTube videos, there's no reason I should quit until my YouTube channel is successful, right? This is practical. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it doesn't have to be full-blown thing. So just, if it makes sense to you, if it sends a ringer in your head, highlight it, man. You never know what it means when you come back. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Self-explanatory. You're not going to lack ambition, have indifference, and be lazy and have dreams and have wants and have desires. It doesn't. It's math. It doesn't equal that. You cannot move around in life that way and expect to have a dreamer's mentality. Now, of course, people can say, we all go through things, and you don't know where I come from, and I'm only saying this because I secretly look at comments, but I don't look at comments to respond. I just look at it to see kind of the temperature on how people react to certain content that's being presented. And I notice that whenever there's like helpful content, which is what I feel like I'm doing, there's always somebody who's going to be excluded from the example. And then they're going to take that personally to go, Well, what if you can't get to that mentality of being, having ambition and not being, what if, and it's like, of course, of course, like this isn't a one fixed thing. So adjust to where you can. If you can't be a 10 happy and your life only allows you to be 5 happy, 1 out of 10, then try to be a 5. You know what I'm saying? Try to be a 5, and maybe you stay 5 long enough, you can start to see 6 and 7, and maybe you get brave one day and you attempt to be an 8 happy. You know what I'm saying? But like, don't take what I'm saying. Don't punish me because I'm speaking from my perspective. I can't speak for everyone, right? So me saying, yeah, you can't be lazy like it's because I'm in a different place in my life where, yeah, I understand that is not possible. I am lucky enough to be able to read that and take that as information and not offense. So, but understand that dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. The turning point in the lives of those who succeed usually comes at the moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves. Boy. I think I got to put the book down for now. Let me the other selves, that part, I've heard these videos of when you're growing, there's almost like sadness or mourning for who you used to be, and you're changing and you're becoming someone else. And that other selves part it spoke to me, and it speaks to me because I can truly tell you that I am a different person. That's like, I am a different person, not different like better than you or like I'm different. No, like I know who I was and I know who I am. And it may sound simple, but like if you ever make that transition, it's insane. It literally felt like that. Like I remember being at a place in life not too long ago where I was, you can say, lost because I no longer cared about anything that carried me up to that point. You get what I'm saying? So for example, love football. I love football now. I used to have to like watch it, and Sundays don't bother me. I got to go to Hooters and watch a Sunday night game. Like, I don't care for sports like I used to. And that's crazy to me. I love competitiveness. And if the game is on, I'll watch it. But I don't care. If you took away football, USA football today, I would not care. And I play fantasy football. I wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do things now that I used to do. I brought over the things that I actually enjoyed. Wasn't much. Fantasy football is one of them. Watching football is one. But like even movies or even pop culture or music or hip hop beef or the Oscars or the Grand, who's winning awards or who's like, none of that mattered to me. And it did at one point. It was very important. But that's when I realized, like, okay, if this is no longer doing anything for me, then I must be prepared to move on from that. Let's not mourn on that. Let's not be sad. It's done. We could try the foods I ate, everything changed, right? So then it became introducing to my other self, my new self. Okay, what is it? And that is the journey I'm on now. Like, what do I actually, it's kind of like I came to a realization that everything I like was programmed into me in a sense, like whatever, however, brainwashed, whatever. And now I have like a free thought to where it's like, okay, what do you truly like to do on a Saturday, right? In your 20s, you talk, hey, you're young, you get look at, we got to go out, we got to turn up, we got to daydream, we got day club. And I thank God I did all of that. I was in the streets, crazy. But like, it was never anything like I didn't want to. Like, I knew people that want to go out. They still go out. Like, they love going out. They love bar hopping. They love going to the clubs. They love the scene. They love the game, the women. They love that shit. I don't care for it, right? So I now spending my time figuring out, what do I actually find enjoyable? What foods do I actually like? What entertainment do I actually like? What defines a good day for me? What's a good year for me? What's a good, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the reading came from. I enjoy seeking, gaining information. That's one of my new self. That's one of the things I came to. Like, I truly enjoy opening books, Me reading books is not about I'm a book reader. I don't care who knows whatever, but it's truly like, what can I extract from this? I love to just that's just what I love. I just love information. I love logic. I love things that make sense, and I love things that make me look at things a different way, look at life a different way, look at whatever a different way. So when you say get introduced to the other selves, basically saying you're back against the wall and you really got to dig deep and find out who you really are, and that's usually where success comes from. And it's true, because you're either going to swim or drown at that point. And that's what I felt like. Not on some depression shit, but I felt like either you fucking realize that you are growing and you go with it and go through the bumps early and then find your path, or you stay here comfortably. It's there for you. You know how to do that life. You've done it your whole life. You know how to do it, but you know how you feel inside. You know you're not enjoying it. You know that's not feeding you like you want it to. You know that you feel like there's something else out there. So it's up to you. Sink or swim. So man, yeah, that was a powerful one. I love that one. No one ever is defeated until defeat has been accepted as reality. You know? Like I've said it in my intro. I'll say it every time because I love using myself as an example. I was rapping. I was doing podcasts, 100+ shows, podcasts, 2 mixtapes, performed on stage 3-4 times. I did all that. And it didn't get to where I wanted to. And I could have said that's over and it would have been over. But I said it's not. I feel that I have a lane. I feel like I have a space. I feel like I'm very good at this, and I feel like I can bring something to you. And I just want to bring something to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this strictly just to clip it for like TikTok or something. I just want to say, if you pay attention to like what people are out trying to give you guys and sell you guys, it's usually just a lifestyle and who they are, and then they want you to buy shit, and then they want you to support them. And then they might do a giveaway here and there or something. But there's not a lot of people big that are truly giving, right? And that's why I love this channel. It's because, yes, you subscribing, you watching, that will help me make money and like have a great career. But I'm just reading books and dissecting information with the hopes that it can click for you like it did for me. So like you can truly follow me and like grow and like get something out of it. You get what I'm saying? And that's something I've came to realize now as I'm shedding the old stuff. Like the celebrity stuff is cool, but most of the celebrities, they get to a point where they're just selling you. Everything is just for sale. Sell. They're not like, what are you really taking from it? And if you're cool with that, you know, some people are just fandoms and like, hey, that's what it's about. I'm not expecting no celebrity to change my life, and that's great. But like, understand, like, if you truly want to support something and like really feel like you could be part of something, like you could follow this channel and like subscribe to this and actually like grow from it. Like every time we watch a video, there's a possibility of like new way of thinking or new beliefs or like new information, because we're literally looking for information, or like I'm showing you information I found, and maybe that can trigger it for you to do, you know what I'm saying? So like, just think about that. If it's not me, just think about who you are following or who you're subscribed to, and just kind of watch them. Like look at what they do within a month and see how much of it they give you something, and see how much they want to take from you. Thought that was interesting. Just had to put my little plug out there. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. So there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. So I started saying that too. When it's something I want, I'm saying like I'm ready to receive it. Not I hope I get it. I used to be I hope I get it. That's what I think we all are. I used to be, I wish, come on, please. And sometimes it worked. And then those few times it worked, we believe like that's what did it. Just wish harder, pray harder. And it's like, no, I'm ready to receive it. And the mindset that I'm having now stems from this book and other books that I'm combining when I say this. But it's like, I subscribe to the belief that everything we want is out there for us to have, right? I believe that the game is to trick you to think that you're only worthy of certain levels of things, or you're not worthy of certain things, to keep you boxed in, to keep you not from growing. It's the game, right? I believe that whatever is out there, whatever I desire, whatever I manifest, can be had. I just truly believe that. That's all. You just have to believe it. You can't wish for it. Wishing means you're without it. Wishing means you're highlighting the fact that you do not have it. Receiving it means I understand it's there and I'm ready for it. Bring it this way. And then also open-mindedness is essential for belief. So that's that I feel like that statement can go based on the person hearing it. Me, when I hear that open-mindedness is essential for belief, it's just basically saying don't be hung up on one ideology. Don't be stuck in your ways. Like I can say, before the manifestation books and before the mindset, I was taught work hard. Just work hard. Anything mental was wish and fairy tales. That's just what I was taught. So it was work harder. And then I have an open-mindedness to certain books that come across and they speak to me. I let a book speak to me. Another tip, let a book speak to you. If you're reading something and it speaks to you, and that's the phrase I use to describe it, but it's like a feeling. You're reading it and your heart starts to race. Your heart starts to race because every word is like a puzzle being put together, like bop, 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 to the point you have to read it. Those are the ones where you go tell somebody like, bro, read this shit. Like I've had those moments. And when I have those moments, I follow it. I don't go, I was like, no, that spoke to me. Why did that speak to me? Oh, this belief. Here's the context. So yeah, I'm more, of course, working hard goes with it, but it gotta be right up here. You gotta believe it. You gotta understand it. It's not magic. It's not like I believe and then it's gonna happen. It's not that. Open-mindedness. It's another set of tools needed to get somewhere. That you gotta think about it. Or for me, I'm trying to do great, amazing things with the plans I have. It's amazing. It's great. It's huge. It's big, right? So it's gonna take more than a hammer and a nail. Like it's gonna take some luck. It's gonna take the belief. It's gonna take the work. It's gonna take a lot. So having that open-mindedness to understand that no, there's more to add to what you already do to make you achieve greater things. Let's see, anything else? All right, we have. Oh, so, okay. So he ends the chapter. He ends the chapter telling a story about a handicap that his son has, right? And he tells about how he didn't believe it and how the doctors was already calling in. He was like, I don't know. And then the story basically is he believed and therefore they got to where they wanted to go as far as his handicap. But at the end of it, he goes, truly, my own son has taught me that handicaps can be converted into stepping stones on which one may climb towards some worthy goal, unless they are accepted as obstacles and used as alibis. And let me make sure that's the last one before I close this book. It is. So, handicaps can be converted into stepping stones, which one may climb toward some worthy goal, unless they are accepted as obstacles and used as alibis. So that's a fancy way of saying whatever handicap you have in your life, it can be used as a stepping stone if you are willing to like go that route and go against the grain and have the belief that this is not going to stop me, whatever that handicap is. Or you can just use it as an alibi because it is. It's like, it's not a right or wrong thing. It's just saying that what you are presented at life, if you shape your way around it, you can find a way to create an excuse or a stepping stone. And I'll look at that as sometimes, again, like how I say, when you read the book, you think, I hate reading books, man. I just can't, my attention, And that is like a handicap, let's say. Let's use that as the handicap example. Or we can say, you don't really care for this color or this type of information, but there is information you're into, right? Maybe you're gaming and you're into PCs and you get a book on how a game gets created to a PC, like how it goes from someone's head to a PC. And it might be 300 pages, but because you're a gamer and because you're really passionate about how gaming goes, that might be a breeze for you. And guess what? For me, it might feel like you reading this book. So I wouldn't. So now you've taken what seems like a handicap with this book and turned it into a stepping stone for another book. Now, obviously, in this case, a handicap is something that he had, like a short arm or something like that. So like there's no choice in that situation. But or Stevie Wonder, you can't see. You could have just been like, I'm blind. Like, yeah, I'm blind. I'm just walking around. But this man played piano, became a superstar, whatever, however that process is. That was a belief, whether it was him or somebody around him. Somebody said, hey, you might be blind, but you're super talented. You got a great voice. We're going to make you a superstar. There are people with no ailments who are looking in the mirror now like, I could never be a superstar. I can never be in the music industry. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not cool enough. And then there was a blind man back in the 60s, 70s that him or whoever his team believed you could be a superstar. He ended up being one of the greatest artists of all time. So depending on how you want to use your handicap, right? So yes, that was all I had for chapter 2 on desire. Again, the 6 steps I think is the main takeaway. The first step you have is to fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. The second step is exactly when you intend to, what you intend to give in return for the money. Third step, establish a definite date. Fourth step, create a plan. Fifth, write it out. 6, read it to yourself twice. I would say that was the main thing I took from this with the quotes, the mindset, but there's an actionable item in the second chapter. And I would say do it. I'm not going to say it worked for me because obviously I'm working my way up, but it definitely changed my mindset for sure. It definitely gives me a positive outlook on where I want to go. And by right, like I said, I've never was one to write things down and give definite dates. So like me giving that kind of puts a battery in my back. Like, hey, let's get to work. We said we wanted something by this date. There's no days off. So like, I like what it's doing for me. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. When you read these books, what you can take from it and what it does for you, no matter if I agree with it or somebody else agree with it, even if it doesn't make sense, if it does something for you and it moves you and it inspires you, remember that author, read that book, and look for more material and continue to grow and continue to just become better people and read more books. And with that, that's it for chapter 2, Desire. Shouts out to everybody that's listening and following along. I appreciate y'all. And next we will be on chapter 3, which I saw is Faith. So we have the intro chapter. This one is Desire. Next, it's going to discuss faith. I will see y'all at the next episode. Peace.